Hear ye, hear ye. Yeah. In this future of hip-hop history, I'm here to bring on the people's champ, R.A., the Rugged Man.
I'm the champ, I'm the champ, I'm the champ of the...
Put your hands up, time to wild out. This is how we do it, we're here to turn it out. Put your hands up, time to wild out. This is how we do it, we're here to turn it out.
Yo, my flow reminiscent of a prime grand poobah. My tongue sharper than the sword to the Japanese Yakuza. Beats always slamming like Dilla, like Ali was the man in Manila. Man, the gorilla, I'm a nicer striker than Anderson Silva. I'm conquering like Hannibal on the back of an elephant. I'm the best even if I'm pink and I'm pale and I'm lacking in melanin. I've been a problem since my first birth date. In the delivery room, my dick hit the ground and it caused an earthquake. The school hallways I was pissing in. As a kid, I was lacking in discipline, ignoring authorities and never listening. I come from the slummiest of slum villages, killing evil. You come from a village of disco dancing village people. You other rappers, I'm obliterating. My flow is the Michelangelo Sistine Chapel. You ain't even finger painting. Bitch, I'm swinging nunchucks and hitting you dumb fucks and making you duck down like walking bus trucks. I'm eyeing you fat bitches and seeing which one fucks. I'm making the gun bust. I'm bringing the blood guts. Come on, I get it done for the people. I'm the champ for the people. I bring home the title to the people.
I'm the motherfucking champ of the people. I'm the motherfucking champ of the people.
This isn't money in the Grammy and an Academy Award. It's a brutal lyrical verbal version of Gaddy and Ward. If I bust in your eye, it might blind you. As a kid, I was too hyper, sniffing pancake syrup from Aunt Jemima. Sip wine with Jesus till I'm in a drunken stupor. Then I slap box God and sumo wrestle with Buddha. I ain't dumbing it down, I'm murdering it and gunning it down. These other artists, I'm above them even if I'm under the ground. A rapper with a Maybach or a car that my ass can't afford. I rip out the windshield and I shit on your dashboard. Don't make me laugh, young blood newcomer. Your mother was a crackhead, you a crack baby. Fresh out of the dumpster, smacking your hurt, y'all murk your massacre, mass murder, blasting your ass, stashing the burner, the trash lurker. I'm worse than Rambo and Burma. I'm dumb in the head, I'm not a fast learner. The white boy version of Nat Turner. Come on, I get it done for the people. I'm the champ for the people. I bring home the title to the people.
I'm the motherfucking champ of the people. Fucking champ of the
Tommy Hearns, marvelous Marvin Hagler with the vernacular. Bullets splattering through your kidney and flying out the back. Yeah, I'm shining like diamonds in Africa. I'm mathematical, scientifical like Benjamin Banneker. Rowdier than riots in Attica. I got identity issues, it's self-hatred. A pissed off wigger acting like I just stepped off of the slave ship. I kill any beat and murder any track. Mutilate the snare, rape the kick drum and shit on the hi-hat. Come on, I get it done for the people. I'm the champ for the people. I bring home the title to the people.
I'm the motherfucking champ of the people.
Put your hands up, time to wild out. This is how we do it, we're here to turn it out. Put your hands up, time to wild out. This is how we do it, we're here to turn it out.
I let it rock for the people. I'm the champ for the people. I really live for the people. I win it all for the people. That's what we are, we just I'm the champ for the people.
Hail, hail, everybody. It is midnight, the witching hour in Celtic Park time. It is 7 o'clock on the East Coast here in North America with all North Americans, by the way. All North Americans celebrating 6 in a row today. Rev, welcome North American. Nice to talk to you.
Hail, hail.
Hail, hail. And I believe, Paul, you're now North American. Welcome.
I don't know about that.
So do you have less street cred? But now you're
of our show now. We're officially a solely North American perspective now.
I was going to ask if he loses street cred because now he's Canadian.
So those of you who don't know, I got my residency in Canada the other day, and which is cheers, thank you. It was about fucking 4 years waiting to happen. And then like the second I signed that document to make me a Canadian resident, I couldn't remember anything about Celtic before 2001. It was just gone. Like,
2011, nothing before 2011. Our first manager was Neil Lennon, right? Is that the Celtic's first manager was Neil Lennon? Just ask all the new Celtic fans.
You gotta start somewhere, man.
Hey, listen,
start somewhere.
That's all I know. So congratulations. That's a big thing. Now that you're in Montreal.
Man, it was kind of like it's kind of bittersweet because I'm being a dick saying that. It's amazing. Thank you very much, Canada, for making me resident. But what I found out on the day was that they were gonna. I thought it was a case of they give you a card there and then or a document, like a placeholder document that lets you leave the country, and then send you a residency card. But it turns out that I won't get my residency card for 8 to 10 weeks, which is lame because the Montreal Impact are playing Philadelphia Union in MLS the same weekend Celtic are playing the Huns at Hampden. So it's like all the boys in the Montreal club are like going down on a bus, and I'm like, fucking hell, man! I could go down to Playing Stars, so I could go and see this MLS game on Saturday, dive into the Playing Stars, watch the game there, and then get the bus back up the road. It'd be amazing. And then obviously, the second I found that out, I couldn't do it. You know, so the woman's like, "You're not leaving the country in the next few weeks, are you?"
I was trying.
No. Fuck it. So thanks a lot, Dudley Do Right. What's that mean?
It was like, thanks a lot, Dudley Do Right. Not let me leave.
Yeah.
Dudley Do Right.
It was annoying because like I hit Seamus up and I was like, Seamus, mate, I might be down for it. He's like, do it. And I was like, fuck. But I'll just have to wait a wee bit, man. But I thought I'll go down at some point, man. If Trump doesn't build a fucking wall.
That's right.
I should be able to. So, so how's everyone else, man? Rob, what's new you, mate?
Not much, just hanging out, just glad to finally get this, I don't know if they dead and buried, but, just get it happening. Real disappointed that, couldn't happen, when I was in Cleveland, so I could, celebrate, with other people, at a CFC. But, you can't really count on other teams to contribute,
There's a new CSC in your neck of the woods anymore?
No. The Carney one, they're up and done. I mean, I don't know if they're, kind of relocating. I'm not sure what the exact the details are, but no, they've been this whole, like, the beginning of this season, they've, like, the actual location got, like, bought up from underneath them, and it's turned into, like, from a bar, to, like, a gastro pub and stuff like that, so it's not theirs anymore. So I don't know where they went to. Nah, that's the closest. Like, I'd have to go into, to Manhattan. The Fenian boys are the next closest, which, they're a great group too, but that's, that's easily a 50-minute trip. Right, I mean, for a 7:30 kickoff, I'd have to be up at,
the crack of crack.
6, easy. Yeah. Which I could go to Philly at the same amount of time. The drive to Philly is, just takes just as long to take the train into Manhattan.
Fair enough. So, I hope New Jersey gets a club sorted out sometime soon. I know that Johnny Clifford is now in New York City, and if anyone's in the New York area, Johnny was looking to try and reach out to try and get a hold of the Bronx boys or the Fenian boys to get involved in one of the CFCs down there. It was a good time. So hit him up on Twitter. If you don't have him on Twitter, feel free to hit us up here. We'll put you in touch with the guy, because I think he's staying in Harlem, and he was struggling with like trains and stuff like that to get himself to the Bronx or get himself to Jack Dempsey's or whatever. So if anyone's in the area and knows how to get himself about, or could give him a run, give him a shout, so help a guy out. So it's always difficult when you go to a new city. You try to find a CFC and make mates and all that. So if you can help him out, that's probably the cool guy.
Yeah, good guy.
Well, to Jay, Dr.
You said
Joe, you mate?
Which say, Rev?
No, you said the Bronx is kind of a pain in the ass to get to by mass transit, unfortunately, because you have to like take a train and then a bus and then walk a little bit.
Wow.
You know, the Fenian boys, they're right there. They're right by Madison Square Garden, by the Empire State Building.
Empire State Building, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a fun place. I like going there. Those are good guys too. Yeah. I've got my scarf. Me, it's been good, man. It was good this morning. I tell you what, the funniest thing was I got to the airport in Oklahoma City this morning at it's an hour hour behind us, so it's about 5 a.m. local time. Walked got through security, got in about 5:30, and then basically sat there waiting for the plane, and then put the game on and watched probably the first half before we took off. And the funniest thing was, just basically the first half before we took off. The funniest thing that I saw the whole entire time, afterwards. Have you guys seen the video of Weejay celebrating the final whistle?
No, not this year.
No, it's great. He's I think I want to cry, and it's just just so heartwarming watching it. And I was on Facebook with Liam Kelly, and I was telling him, I'm like, I'm sitting there when the first goal went in from Sinclair. Weejay was more composed than I was, sitting in my seat, yelling on the plane with my headphones on. Get in there, you bastard! The whole entire plane is like, what's wrong with this guy? Oops, sorry. I'm singing the Sinclair song out loud. The people with headphones on, you can't even hear yourself. So, but I got to watch most of the game. I mean, the plane Wi-Fi was really good. I watched probably 90% of the game, and got to see the second half while up in the air. Got to celebrate 6 in a row from about 30,000 feet above Atlanta. It was nice. So, amazing technology. And by the way, I don't know what's wrong with it, but Celtic TV was working. You give them grief. You gotta be nice to them. It was actually working on a plane Wi-Fi. Amazing.
Maybe we only have a thing where Celtic TV only works on an airplane.
It's been good lately. I'll tell you what. Considering I have at the house, I have the subscription for Fox Soccer, and the last probably 3 or 4 games that Celtic have been on, I've just watched it on Celtic TV with the same picture quality as my HD for Fox Soccer, because I like to listen to the Celtic announcer. So it was actually it's been refreshing. I'm pretty pleased with that. So that's been what I'm up to. So after that, hey Paul, let me ask you a question before we get into the rest of this. One of the things that I've been reading and reading about it, people discounting what's happened on the Celtic TV feed. Tom Boyd was actually pretty interesting. He was pretty interesting what he said. He was basically saying to Paul Cuddy that you should, if you're not happy right now, there's no way you remember taking 10 years to win the league, regardless of who you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those days? You obviously.
I was born and raised in those days.
Yeah, I mean, when people bitch about how the league or whatever, what goes through your mind?
I think any Celtic fan bitching about winning the league is a fucking idiot. Okay, yeah, it would be better if we were winning all these leagues maybe on the last day of the season with, like beating a really satisfying win over Aberdeen or Hearts or Rangers or whoever. But nah, man, you're winning the league fucking right. If you're still winning the league, it gives you opportunities to do a lot of other things, like think about Europe and plan and develop for the future and everything. So it's not our fault the rest of the league's pretty fish. In fact, Celtic have done more than most to make sure Scottish football's got some form of reputation to bring players here. Winning 6 in a row is just a fucking unbelievable achievement. Like, if you go to Celtic Park, you'll see there's a when the Osborne Lions team won 6, they were presented a special thing by Scottish FA, being like, congratulations on winning 6 titles in a row. It's like the shield, it's really nice and all that. And I didn't expect to ever see in my lifetime Celtic winning 6 titles in a row. I mean, if you told me in 1990 I'd see Celtic win the league in my lifetime, I'd have fucking started greeting tears of joy. To win, after going through the 90s and all that, the Rangers, and not only to win 6 in a row, but just the style that we've done it in, and for Rangers to be in such a fucking horrible state, I think it's brilliant. I love it, man. The only thing is that I think it's a shame that it's being overshadowed for a couple of reasons. I think part of it's because this unbeaten run, a lot of people are thinking about that, and they're like, alright, we've won the league, but I want to go through the league like undefeated. If we lost one game now, to be like, oh, it's a failure, it's ridiculous, man. You know, the unbeaten run, like, it's an achievement, but it's a secondary thing. Winning the league is brilliant. Winning the treble would be priority 2 for me. And I think at the moment it's a shame that people are thinking about the treble and the undefeated run. It'd just be great for everybody to sit back and fucking reflect and enjoy just what we've had to put up with over the years, and just what we've came through to get to this level. Because, God, man, like, I mean, like, having to put up with, like, Rangers spend it, and then, like, when we finally won the league after 9 seasons, then for Dick Advocaat to come in and David Murray to spunk about 44 million quid in a season on the guy, it's just, like, you never thought this was ever going to happen in those days, you know? So, I mean, even as, I mean, since we started doing this show, I mean, the seasons where Tony Mowbray and Neil Lennon were manager, man, I thought, like, the days of the Champions League and stuff was going to be, I thought potentially we'd be going through a cycle of 6 or 7 years before we even got back into that competition. I mean, did you not think that?
Well, Rev have to answer, because I'm that Celtic fan who my first year was 2011, and losing.
Well, who was manager in 2011?
It was Lennon. That's Sammy
Lennon, yeah.
Sammy Sunday, and then losing. And by the way, if you're a Samaras fan and you haven't logged on to listen to the History Boys Abroad talk about Sammy, that's amazing. But that's I'll get onto that later. But that's my first memories of that was a failed Champions League campaign in that year.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. So, and then losing the league on the last day. That was that's the first time I remember in real time. So
it's bullshit.
That sucked. I don't want to. Listen, that sucked. That sucked. I don't ever want to feel that again. So roll on 7 in a row. I don't give a shit who the fuck we play. How about that?
Do you remember what Neil Lennon said when he lost that title?
It's not the end.
This is not the end. This is the beginning, you know that, and maybe not with him, but well, it was the beginning of something good anyway. So
it was.
We only lost that title by 1 game, right? Like it was on like a couple points, like 2-3 points.
It was 2 points. One or 2 points.
We dropped points to Cali Thistle away from home in the midweek game.
Kyle broke his wrist in that game, and then went out and was all done from there. It's sad.
Another thing about being overshadowed is, like, obviously everybody's thinking about 10 in a row, so it's like, you know,
it's like number 6 doesn't count.
I really, yeah, it's like 6, 7, 8, and 9 count. Like, winning any league's great. I think, like, we need to fucking calm down with the 10 in a row and just focus on winning the league, enjoying it as it comes, you know. Don't become blasé about Celtic winning the league. I mean, I watch football to see my team play great football and win things, and so far they've won 2 trophies this year, and I'm over the moon. Are you not happy?
I'm ecstatic. Listen, I'm ecstatic. You know why I'm more ecstatic now compared to last year? It's the way they play.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch again.
Yeah. It's fun to watch them play. I don't have to worry about, is Roger going to hit a wonder goal from 40 yards out with 2 minutes left to snatch. Oh, did I go there? I'm sorry. You don't have to worry about that. And the other part of it too is there's a lot of structure within what Brendan does that you can see as a fan, as compared to what Ronnie was doing, picking shit out of a hat?
Yeah.
Big difference. I'm a lot more secure in knowing what I'm going to go see. There's a very defined product that I'm going to go see in that Celtic team, and that's something that means a lot, not just because of who they are, but because of the way they play.
Ronnie was bad, man. Tony Mowbray, mate. You should have seen the neck of Tony Mowbray being a football manager for Celtic. Like, it was just like, it was like when people play Championship Manager and then like you pause the game at 75 minutes and bring on a player. Like every time you brought on a substitute at 75 minutes, and you were sitting in the crowd being like, I know what's going to happen here. And you're like, if I know what's going to happen, surely the fucking qualified football manager sitting across the dugout from him is going to know what he's doing. You know, it was really bad, man. Rev, you remembered fucking Mowbray, right?
I do. I mean, that was still really early into my soccer knowledge and stuff like that, so like tactics and stuff were still kind of new to me, but I do remember the days, and I remember the attitudes of everyone around me, and just because at that time I was going to, you know, CSCs and stuff and watching games with people, and just the I don't even want to say like despair people had, but just like, yeah, I guess kind of like the hopelessness of just like people not having any aspirations of really getting anything out of any games when he was the manager for the 7 months that he actually, you know, was in charge of the team. And nothing against him as a guy, kind of the same thing with Ronnie. It's like people kind of liked him, but just not at all in charge of, you know, the team. And then once he left after was the Scottish Cup game against Ross County, and then, you know, Lenny came in, then it's like, okay, things was kind of
St. Mirren game or something, or?
Was it? Oh, no.
St. Mirren.
Yeah, because I think that was Lenny's first game, right? It was against Ross County.
Yeah, we got both. That's when
the
they
other way
got
around.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, that's right. And then people kind of like having like, okay, maybe things might not be so bad, and then that game happens. Like, oh well, maybe not. But no, yeah, like I'm just like kind of at that point, like I knew the game, knew the sport, but like, you know, was kind of hard to pick up on like the little intricacies and stuff. But like I said, yeah, I could definitely easily get everyone's attitudes around me, and everyone just not having like it was just the ritual of like, okay, you know, it's Saturday, it's match day, still gonna go out, still gonna watch the game, but not gonna have any, you know, it's just gonna be a bad day no matter what.
Yeah, it's not happening.
And that was 2009. That was like, that's how that year went. Or 2010.
Yeah. I don't think like we need to patronise anyone. Like the truth is, it doesn't matter if you've been supporting Celtic for 60 years. You've been supporting Celtic for 6 months. Winning 6 titles in a row, you've got to be daft to not really understand that achievement. And the constant talking down of Scottish football in the media and by fans is just becoming wearing, to be honest with you. You know,
I agree. I agree. Listen, how many times have we made the point that you look at the top 2 players for their teams in the championship last year coming up here and not leaving and not getting a game, and thinking that, you know what I mean? We start with that. Then you ask yourself, okay, if Celtic is so bad, why does everyone want everyone that's on that team?
Like,
you know what I mean?
Different
It's just
different leagues. Like it's not
weird.
star power, right? And I don't think Scottish football is that good. I just don't think it's that bad as people are making out. Like, did you see Arsenal versus Man City today?
No.
I watched it against my better judgment. So I was watching it like that. And like,
says the man who wants to go see an MLS game. Go ahead.
I've got an MLS season ticket, mate, and that's a whole different thing. That's even worse. That's even worse, mate. And
there's 2 season tickets on this podcast right now for MLS.
But
God, you have lost all street cred, and you can't go back to Glasgow now.
Mate, I realise that I am going to be here. I'm a lifer now. You know what I mean? It's like it's a choice of this or no football at all. But to be honest, I quite like the guys. But they go to the games and all that. It's a bit of a laugh. A lot of expats and everything. But we'll talk about that another time. The truth is, what I was saying was like that Arsenal game. The first goal Arsenal lost. Man City punted the ball down the centre of the field, and then the fucking four defenders just looked at it, let it go over their heads, and then the City boy just ran through on goal. And I was like, fuck's sake, if Ross County lost that goal, I'd be surprised. Like some of the defending in English Premier League's disgraceful. The amount of money they're on. I think it's like, if you put an equation of like what the players are on and what the clubs spend, and how much the fans are charged by, how much the fans are charged by the clubs, and compared it value-wise for the quality of football.
Yep.
From Scottish football and English football, I think Scottish football would come out with a better score than English football, because the fans get ripped off to fuck. The amount of money they're paid is ridiculous. The transfer fees are actually like, there's no point in even joking about it anymore. Like, people have been moaning about it for years, but it's now got to a stage where it's just like, it's just ridiculous. And it's shit. Like, some of the games are just fucking dreadful. And like, I'd rather be involved in a league with, like, as much as we hate them, like Hearts. See, Tynecastle was fucking bouncing today. People cared about that game. As delusional as the Jambos are, they fucking hate us. They hate us to fuck, and we hate them. And we went out and had a brilliant game against them, and all the Celtic fans were going daft. The Hearts fans are being their usual dickish self. You turn on fucking Everton versus Liverpool, supposed rivalry. It's fucking tourists sitting there taking selfies with selfie sticks out. It's pish. So glad we're not involved in that league. It's everything I hate about fucking football. And like, downcrying Scottish football, I'd honestly rather be involved in Scottish football than fucking English Premier League pish. And it's like, and the way we're talking about it, like, people going out and watching MLS games and that here, MLS teams would get ripped apart in Scotland. Like Montreal Impact.
You mean literally, like, physically ripped apart?
They get mauled. Literally get mauled.
Exactly. Not just beaten, mauled.
Like, it doesn't even resemble football sometimes, like, the amount of time they got in the ball. See Scottish football, like, see some of the tackles that are flying about Scottish football at the minute. And Scottish football is the most caught, like, in its history, is the most caught-and-wooled, like, fucking namby-pamby version of Scottish football we have. And even that, there's fucking 2-foot lunges going about, like, people, mad tackles compared to, like, the English league or any of that. You know? But, fuck it. I don't know, it's a great achievement. I'm really happy. Scottish football isn't that bad, but it obviously isn't very good. But there you go.
Did you think that the celebration after the game was a little subdued by the team? Like, when they, went on the pitch and stuff at first, before they went over to, the away end and everything, it just seemed to me, in my opinion, like I was thinking, like, all right, we did it, final whistle, everyone went on, and it just seemed like, they're there, like, clapping a little bit, I think a couple of people, like, maybe exchanged jerseys or, something like that, and it just seemed like, okay, we did it, and that was it. I was like, no, like, fucking celebrate. Like, it just seemed like a little bit was lacking, and then, they kind of did, like, a little huddle and stuff, and, like, jumped around and stuff, and, and then finally went over and clapped and, got in the line and everything and jumped around, and then finally got into it. But at first, I don't know if that's just something that I picked up on, or if that was just me, but it just seemed like that initial, like, once the whistle blew, I wanted, like, that kind of eruption, you know what I mean?
Right. You know what, Rev? If I take you back, I'm going to take you back, and for American, especially American fans, you'll get this. Rev, I'll take you back to 2003, 2004, and remind you of what Joe Torre told the Yankees when they had clinched to go to the World Series again, and they really didn't celebrate in the clubhouse afterwards because they had made it to, 6 or 7 out of the last 10 or something like that at that point in time. And he basically stopped them and said, guys, you understand, there's 1,000 players that aren't doing this today. Who cares if you did it last year? You may never do this again. Get in there and celebrate this as an accomplishment. And it was funny because it was funny because even Derek Jeter, who at the time the leader of that group, was basically sitting there going, the job isn't done. They had won so many times as far as like championships that it didn't mean much to them to get to that point. And Joe Torre had to bring them back down and go, no, celebrate like it means something. And I think that's probably what is going on with that team. It's like it's been expected, and now it's just just done. It's just done.
I didn't know if it was since they were away and they weren't at home, if maybe that didn't, if that played a factor, if maybe they were at, Celtic Park, maybe they would have celebrated a little differently. I'm sure they would have, been on field, take the proper picture, the team picture there, lap of honor even. But I don't know, I just wanted, I'm here, I'm at my house, I'm, ready to go, and I'm sure they were happy and stuff. I just wanted to kind of see that reciprocation, on their end, and not just okay, job's done.
Right. Right. I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
I think there's probably just an air of, I think there are a couple of things you picked up on, an air of inevitability about it in respects that they're so far ahead in the league, even if they didn't win it this week, they'd win it next week. And then also the fact that they won the game 5-0. So, literally, within, there's only one team that was ever going to win that game after 20 minutes, So I think they'd probably, it's more just a relief thing rather than let's go mental thing, So it's quite funny that fucking Sevco 58-8 celebrate an equaliser against Motherwell more than we fucking do, winning 6 in a row. That's embarrassing.
That's true.
Pop quiz, right? Nobody's allowed to look this up on Google. Right, Rev, what's the Rangers manager's name?
Oh, I knew it. I saw it when they came in. I don't know. It's he's French or Spanish or something.
It's Pedro Cahinha. I continue to rule the game. Who's a Hun? Who's not a Hun?
You're fucking on your tablet there, man.
No, I'm not. No, I just know.
Do you support him?
Do I support him? I don't support him as much as I supported Graham Murty.
Did you not see the scarves? That's why I was fucking going on about supporting people.
No.
When they spelled did you not get this joke?
No.
We've been doing it for 2 weeks now. Come on.
I've kind of figured that you might not get this because you were like, I was like, hey.
I was serious all of a sudden. It's yeah, I know who the guy's name is.
You were like, because basically what happened was the Rangers fans put out scarves that say support whatever the fuck his name is. They spelled support wrong. They sold all these scarves with the word support spelt wrong.
Oh,
so I was So I was
know that.
Rev, Chris, I really support you guys. I think you are great, and kept on spelling support wrong.
Oh my god! No.
Rev and Chris were like ha ha ha, and then you were like, oh man, that's nice, thanks.
I even tried to take it a step further. I'm like, yeah, you're a total leg net and everything, and I'm still,
Yeah, note to Huns, right? Don't get the dyslexic guy to write your fucking scarves out for you.
Fucking spell check, dude. Spell check. Use it.
Spell check that.
It's just one button.
Fucking hell. Imagine the guy sitting there in the fucking pub right now with that scarf on, spelled wrong and that. Probably doesn't even know.
Get $10,000 in scarves right there. You can't get rid of.
Brilliant.
That's funny shit.
Yes, You just told me 2 minutes ago, less than 2 minutes ago, what that guy's name is. I still can't remember.
Pedro Caixinha. Caixinha.
I knew it was a Pedro.
Pedro.
Just couldn't get Caixinha.
Caixinha.
Okay. Did anyone watch the Huns game the other day? I didn't. I never watched the Huns.
The Huns. When did they play? I watched Aberdeen the other day.
Did they not play Friday against?
No, Aberdeen and Huns are this weekend coming up. It was Dundee and Aberdeen. I watched the first 20 minutes and holy shit, it was just speaking of a mauling. That was another ass whipping right there.
Did our boy play?
He played at the end, yes.
He doesn't seem to be getting a game other than substitute appearances. Or am I wrong? I never watch Aberdeen. Does he? Do you know?
What do you mean?
Like Christie, is he getting? Is he actually getting proper game?
The announcer was basically saying, that Christie was a little upset. He's not getting as much game time as he had wanted. Basically, McLean has really stepped up his game since Christie's camp come in. It was what they said on TV, so I don't know if that's true or not. You know, I don't see too many. Not every game, SPFL game, is on TV, so it's hard to get it from a 30-minute highlight package on the weekdays. So I don't know if that's true or not true. But he didn't start this game, and he didn't come in until it was 6-0, 5-0. So
yeah.
So I don't know, but he scored some goals. It's not like he's not doing well, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's got a goal of the week on Brazilian football.
That was a great goal, by the way. Yeah,
it was a good goal.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, it was. So go ahead, Paul. I was going to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Actually, this is. I don't know if we can move on to the next subject matter. I think like most people have seen the game, so I don't know if it's point just talking to the game. It was just a mauling for Hearts. But the next thing I would talk about is like moving into the next season, and I don't want to talk over the rest of this season because I still think it's a big deal every game that we're playing. We've got cup semi against the Huns. There's still a lot to be played for. But next season, obviously, you're going to buy a couple of players, right? Strengthen for the Champions League. My question would be: you've got the likes of Ryan Christie out on loan in Aberdeen. You've got Tom Rogic, who's injured and coming back. Firstly, what positions would you be looking to strengthen? What players would you be particularly wanting to bring in? Like, what do you need? Like a defensive midfielder? Do you need a right winger or centre half? And who would you get rid of? Because obviously, there's two things there. You might want to get rid of a player who's just like a young player who's not going to cut it. But you also might see a player who's like, all right, he's actually on first team wages. We should probably get rid of him because he's not going to get a game. So who would you get rid of? I mean, would you get rid of like Mackay Stevens and that, or would you keep a hold of them because they're useful squad players?
Rev, go ahead, handle that one.
So let's see, who's gone already at this year? So Commons is gone.
No, hold on. First things first is like, look at the team and say, where's the weakest point in the team just now? That's the first question to be answered, I suppose.
Weakest point. Yes, I don't know.
It's hard, right? It's fucking hard when you're helping teams.
I mean, I'm looking at it from a Champions League perspective. I'm not looking at it from, SPFL perspective. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna say we'll need another right winger.
So you're assuming that Paddy's no staying?
He's not staying.
I'm going to assume not. I highly doubt it. I doubt that, what's his name? Commons is gone. Ambrose is gone. What's his name? I think Mackay Stevens. I think he's worth staying, worth keeping. Is Iyer coming back? His name is.
He's on loan, Achille, yeah.
He's just on a short term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the kid's only 18, 19 years old. I mean, he's got time, yeah. And playing well from what I've read, by the way.
Yeah, he's probably going to be on loan again next season. I think we can probably say that. So, I don't know, it is actually a fucking tough question because, like, I would say that, okay, like someone like Gary Mackay Stevens, not sure it's going to work out for him at Celtic, probably move him on. But then you're like he's on fuck all wages, so you can't have everybody on like massive big, first team players. You're not going to have a bench that's going to consist of like, for instance, if I was going to bring in another centre half, you're not going to have a fucking if you played with two centre halves, you wouldn't have Simonovic and Sviatchenko on the bench. The concept of having both of them on the bench would be pretty mad. You'd have to sell one of them to bring in. We are at the stage where we've cut away with a lot of our dead wood, like
getting there.
Guys like Chris Commons who probably wouldn't fit in the team. We're not going to re-sign, and we've got rid of him. Efe Ambrose is gone. Who else?
Janko, you won't see him back. He's on loan. Sadie Janko, you won't see him back. He's on loan also.
Oh yeah, Janko, all these guys who are pish.
Yeah.
So
I think
we're at the stage.
I think the two biggest things you need, to me, another Rogic type player and someone to replace Paddy will be the top two things that you need.
Yeah. I think it depends the defense
and one more striker. You probably won't see, speaking of striker, you won't see our latest number 7 back either, probably.
Shifty.
Yeah. Who was told the other day that who got all kinds of grief the other day because he said he wasn't fit and he didn't deserve to be playing on loan. What the fuck?
Where is he on loan?
He's in
Poland, right?
Poland, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay. Well,
every day at the club, but yeah, somewhere.
I mean, obviously, I think for Champions League we need a defensive midfielder. We've bought a buoy, so I don't know how good he's going to be. Like, I've not seen enough of him to determine if he's going to be a Champions League level defensive midfielder or if he's going to be just a prospect. So we need a defensive midfielder. Don't know if he's the option or not. Hopefully that's the case. He is. Then if Roberts goes, I think we need another right-sided midfielder. Kind of winger that can play both ways. Then Izzy will probably go, so we need a backup left back, and I think we probably do need another striker.
Yeah.
So that's 3 places. After that, I think it's a case of we're going to have to sell before we buy, not because we need the money, but because we're just going to have too many players. We're going to create a logjam of talent.
We had this conversation a couple months ago, Paul, talking about if we not getting rid of some people in the winter, in the winter transfer window, that slows down this ability to turn the whole time team over because you still got to pay these people money.
Yeah. So I don't know. So you've also got to structure the squad. So you can't have you're going to have squad players that aren't going to play every week. So these guys have to be in the team still. So I think the likes of McGregor people hold off. I don't think he's going to play every week, but he's a good squad player. Armstrong, he's coming up to the last year of his contract, right?
Yes, but he's already talking about they're in the middle of negotiating. Yeah.
Okay, so he's playing well. You'd probably want to re-sign him. If Forrest signed a new deal last year, he'll be here. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Simonovic, I like him, but do you think he'll get sold? We've got injury worry concerns about him. Maybe he'd be the guy you'd probably ship out if you were bringing another centre half. You can assume that Cole Touré's not going to be back next year. He's probably going to retire or take a coach's role.
Right.
You heard something about the coach's role? Is that official yet, or do we know?
I've read a bunch of things about that, but I haven't seen anything official. So who knows?
So, don't know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really interesting to see how Brendan Rodgers does it. And also, you've got the situation of, do you think Dembele stays? Do you think he goes? I think he's probably going to go. To be honest with you, I think that if he does go, it's probably the best time for him to go at the end of the season.
Before he goes, before he does anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can kind of build from an area of strength with him. Hopefully bring in some quality to replace him. So you could probably, as well, see if you got rid of that. You need to bring in one striker just now as a backup, right? Because we just need it to replace Shifty effectively. So it'd be good to actually bring two strikers in at the same time. On the basis if one of them doesn't work out, then at least one of the guys could be half decent. I don't know. Fuck knows. Yeah, it's going to be difficult this season, I think, to imagine what we're going to do in the transfer window. It's going to be a tough one.
But if you saw Brendan Rodgers' postgame today, it looks like he already knows at least who he wants to go after. His comments and his body language and everything kind of seemed like he, the wheels are turning in his head, and he's got a good idea of what he wants to do and where he wants to go forward with signing and stuff. So I always kind of feel pretty comfortable with that.
Yeah, I think I trust him to do that, right? No big deal. Not worried about what he wants.
So,
I mean, not even just like in the general sense of like, I'm sure he'll get done. Like he already has a game plan.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. And I don't think it's. I mean, it's pretty funny looking at it because I mean, he's turned this team around. He's put the right pegs in the right holes. You're looking at not having to buy someone like Armstrong. You know what I mean? Who had one hell of a game. I don't know if you guys saw the Scotland game. He played great. You've got probably two or three other kids coming through that could probably do a job for you. There's even one of the. I was reading something about one of the defenders that they want to bring in. So I mean, they've got a really good chance to go ahead and make this probably work a lot better. So
I think
without having to buy is basically what I mean.
Yeah, I think the one person that I really like, but I'd probably get rid of, is Rogic, and it's annoying that he's injured just now because this is the point of time where you would have him a big run in the team to boost up his value so you could punt him. The reason I punt him is just because I'm still worried about his injuries. I mean, the people that I think it's at the stage where everyone's playing quite well. We've got a good team and we've got some quality players in the team. So you'd be looking to get rid of the players that have some form of flaw to them or inconsistency. And Simonovic with injury concerns and Rogic with injury and fitness concerns are two people that you'd be like, right, well, on the basis of those, we need to get rid of guys. You're the guys that have some value, i.e. we could probably sell in for a good few £1 million. Plus, you probably went as far as you can go at Celtic, and there is a chance that you might be laid off for a long period of time because we know your injury concerns. So I would have had Rodgers in the team right now to the end of the season, and then probably making a judgment on if someone wanted them. And because I think that the creative attacking midfielder in the middle might be the area that he looks to strengthen. And even then, Armstrong's playing pretty well, so it's kind of hard to take him out of the team at the minute,
Which, for who? Who do you want to take out? Or who do you think should come out?
Well, no, I'm saying it's hard. You can't take Armstrong out of the team at the minute.
No.
He's playing very well, would you?
No, but basically what's going to happen is he's going to fall back further back along Brown. And then the spot that's right now being taken up by Bitton or by McGregor is going to go to Rogic in a more advanced role, which is going to happen.
Yeah, I think at the moment you get rid of Bitton. Okay, if Armstrong sits back and goes and plays beside Brown, then you still require the attacking midfielder for the Champions League.
Correct.
Games. I think that that Rogic and Armstrong will, in that role, are very good for SPFL. I think they'll run riot in that in our league. But I think that for Champions League level, they're not particularly good enough in that role. And if we're taking ourselves to the next level as a football team, we need that. So there's no point in stockpiling the guys. You'd probably get rid of one. You're not going to get rid of Armstrong at the minute. So you get rid of Rogic. And like I said, he's got his injury concerns. But at the moment, I don't know who would want to buy him on the basis that he's been out injured since January and February. You know?
Well, listen, he was playing until Darren O'D fucking kicked the shit out of him. So, I mean, he wasn't injured because he wasn't pulling a James Forrest with his hamstring. You know, it was.
Doesn't matter if he's injured because he fell down the stairs or be taking a tackle.
There's a big difference. Come on, Paul. There's a big difference between the way people feel about the injuries that James Forrest had versus what's happened recently to Rogic. Because even Rogic, from the beginning, when he had the groin problem, they finally fixed his biomechanics. He hasn't had that problem.
Yeah, but the thing is, you really want at the minute, like you'd love for, well, you want him to do well at the club. But if you're going to get rid of a guy, you'd probably want like a Hull City or a fucking West Ham or Swansea to suddenly go, you know what, we'll give you $6 million for Rogic. And you'd be like, cheers, mate, thanks very much. On you go, we'll take £6 million and we'll use that to go out and buy like a fucking quality like shoe-in, like attacking number 10 to sit behind Dembele at the moment and like play the Champions League, because I just don't see Rogic doing it in the Champions League, but could be pleasantly surprised. I think we all said about Beton as well. I think Beton's went as far as he can go at Celtic, so I'll probably get rid of him and all.
Yeah, I think he's the one. I think if anyone's going out of those three, it's Beton first. But here's the question for you.
Armstrong's going nowhere.
Oh yeah, but what do you do with McGregor? I mean, if you're going to bring players in, right, you're going to have players who are. I'm sorry, you have to have players. I mean, the players who are starters. If you bring in a world class, number 10, the players who are starters now are going to become the squad players. So what do you do with the squad,
exactly.
the current squad players? What do you do with a McGregor?
Well, that's the thing. I think the guys like McGregor and guys like Gary Mackay-Stevens are okay to be squad players. I think they'll accept that, I'll be a squad player. Whereas like the Batons and the Rogic, they're not the guys that are going to hang about and be squad players. So These are the guys you get rid of. You build your team where you're going to have your maybe 15 guys who you consider out and out first team players, and you're going to have some fringe players. And I think that in the future, the guy likes McGregor, and maybe I think Mackay-Stevens will probably go. I think McGregor especially is going to be a very useful squad player. Guy to play rotate in and out. Don't think he's been playing week in, week out. I think he's been doing well recently, though. I think he's deserved a game. But I don't think he's going to do it in the Champions League. No. No,
I think Baton's on that same boat out. Also, I think he's on that same boat out. But it'd be nice. It'd be nice to get someone to get in there and play alongside or with or in place of Rogic. But I mean, those guys played. I mean, I think it's. Here's the one thing I have about saying that Rogic and Armstrong maybe aren't Champions League quality. The issue I have is maybe they're not there yet, but look how far they've come in 8 months under Brendan. If you look at that and just that one portion alone, that one issue alone, give me another 4 or 5 months and another playmaker, and then tell me what happens next. I mean,
another.
You know what I mean?
Another playmaker. Rogic and Armstrong aren't going to develop alongside another playmaker because that other playmaker is going to take the game off them. So I think that it'd be very nice for us just to be like, we're not going to buy anybody. We're going to go with Rogic and we're going to go with Armstrong. But it's a big ask to be like, right, I just hope that those type guys prove it in the Champions League that they can turn it around and show them against fucking the likes of Real Madrid or Barcelona that they're fucking world class and can hang with those teams. But,
who do you want to buy to hang with Suarez, Neymar,
No, aye,
And
exactly. So the thing is, man, like these guys, like, I think what happens is you keep one of them, like you keep Armstrong, but right, let's see if we can develop you further, and then you probably get rid of Rogic. And I like Rogic a lot. And I remember last season he was my pet player that I championed all through the season. Done quite well for himself, I believe. So, you know what I mean?
So
no,
Paul,
I'm just thinking, like, realistically, you got to get rid of the players. Rev, do you not think so?
Oh no, totally.
If you're going to bring guys in, right? I mean, I'm not saying get rid of the players for the sake of it.
Right, and I agree. Like, if you keep anybody out of that pack, you keep Armstrong. Like, he seems to be, the strongest, the most that's progressed, the one that seems to have like the brightest future. Like, wasn't it just his birthday? Like, he's still pretty young and everything. He definitely would be. Well, okay, I think Rogic is younger, but I take that back. But no, I definitely say he'd be the strongest candidate to keep. But I'm trying to think on like who we could bring in and stuff. But you're saying like bring in another playmaker and stuff. You bring in another playmaker, they would, you basically replace them and be playing kind of the same position as them on the pitch, so you can't really have them all playing at the same time anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Paul, you're getting some
So,
stick. So John Kelly has tweeted out said disagree Rogic is top class and should stick with him.
So there you go. A lot of guys love him. I know the guys at Montreal CFC. Some of them, it's their favourite player. It really is. I like Rogic a lot. I think he's very, very good. I just think that it's one of those ones where we're going to have to be cruel here. We're going to have to probably get rid of players.
Yep.
Like in the past, it's easy. It's just like last season, it'd be like, fuck off, Ambrose, get the ball. You can fuck off as well. This guy can fuck off. This season, it's like,
can fuck off.
if you're going to improve this, right? Look at Martin O'Neill with the treble-winning Celtic team, right? He needed to take that treble-winning Celtic team to the Champions League. He's got Chris Sutton and fucking Henrik Larsson, the best strike partnership I've ever seen at Celtic Park together. He's like, we need to bring in John Hartson. So Chris Sutton, guess what? You're going to play attacking midfield now. And like compromises just had to be made. Like you had to do that. We needed the likes of John Hartson in that team to make us better. And John Hartson did make us better. And it did break up the best strike partnership I've ever seen. We're going to have to make some really hard decisions on this one. So it's not as easy as it looks, man.
So, Paul, let me ask you this then. If we look at what we've got currently and then ask ourselves, okay, what do we need to buy? Then we come up with a couple different people, right? You say we need someone really, really important and big at number 10. How much money are you going to spend?
That's another question, It depends. It depends what's available to you. I don't think I'd be shipping. I really can't see Celtic spending over £5 million in a player unless something drastic happened. I think it's an idea to look for quality. But right now, I'd probably want. If I could improve the Celtic team, I'd be looking for a Wanyama type, who maybe we've got in a buoy. And I'd like a Stan Petrov or a Ludo Moravcik type player, which some might argue we've got in Rogic, some might not. So I think those two things need to happen. Don't need to happen actually. We could probably quite comfortably make the Champions League with the team we've got, but it's becoming very difficult to improve the team whilst being realistic. Because you could say right now, we're going by Suarez, he's in our fucking team. Of course he would. But it's like, who could you go out and realistically purchase for Celtic right now that's going to improve our team? It's becoming difficult. But would I want to come to Celtic?
That's the important question.
It's a
You just hit it right on the head.
I mean, it's going to be hard to fucking brush up this team for the Champions League because unless people get injured, leave, something crazy money comes in for a player, there's, it's a tough one, a real tough one. So, don't know. So I'm going to move on because I don't think we're going to get a question like I don't think we're going to get an answer to that tonight. What I wanted to mention before I leave is right, a couple of players in the past have had kind of false dawns where we're like, oh man, we've got an amazing player, and then it turns out he's not that good. Like we had Guidetti, just off the top of my head, that was a bit of a false dawn there. And a couple of other guys, they just looked great for a while and they just kind of tailed away. So I want to know, I'm going to name a couple of names, right? So should you jump on the bandwagon and kind of drink the Kool-Aid with this guy, or is the bubble going to burst? Okay, you ready for this? Right, I'll give you a couple of names.
Am I going to do as good as Hun, not a Hun?
This is what you're doing. Armstrong, is he going to continue to play at the level that he's at, or is this a purple patch?
No, I think he's gonna stay at this, if not get better.
Yeah, agree, 100%. 100%. Because of who he's playing with now and where he's playing. And when you said playing with I think playing with better players and playing international football is going to help him. And I think that the trust from Gordon is going to help him, and he's going to get a lot more game time with a lot more people. And I think that's going to really, really, really help him, and just continue to blossom. And I think more time with Brendan's going to help him too, which is what I really believe he's going to do with this team. He may not need to add but one or two more people.
Mm-hmm. I really like Armstrong, it has to be said, and you know what, Sealy managed to keep him playing the level he's at for a full season where he doesn't get injured, nothing goes wrong, and he plays a full season like this. Fuck's sake, we will have an incredible footballer on our hands, man. So, best of luck to the guy. I don't know, like I'm always frightened to jump on the bandwagon and say I'm going to just to go against you guys. I'm going to say the bubble might burst a bit. I've just seen it too many times where a player I've completely fell in love with, and totally been heartbroken later when he just doesn't, like Ezagiri. When I first saw him, I thought he was the new Roberto Carlos and Yukafu, and he just tailed away a wee bit. So
there's a big difference. You knew from the very beginning that Ezagiri couldn't cross the ball to save his life.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, come on! It wasn't not until this year. Not until he worked with Brendan until he could cross the ball.
The first season he played, I thought he was phenomenal. Like, I genuinely thought he was phenomenal. I thought he was like one of the guys that like we're going to lose to an English club. He looked brilliant. He looked really, really good. Certain things didn't work out from. One of them was a really brutal injury.
Yeah,
fingers crossed for all the. We're not like. When I'm bringing this up, this is not a case of me not wanting guys to succeed, to go hard.
Yeah, you're just asking. I get it.
It's just a case of, just asking. Right, so next guy up, a guy who I think deserves a lot of credit at the minute, Boyata. Wait, can I just hark back to the start of the season? And when I kept on saying, I've got this gut feeling that he's going to become a football player.
You said it. You said it all year.
I did.
Deep inside.
I got slagged for that a lot. Of different people, so
and I don't know, and I don't know how in the world. I don't know what Brendan's done, and even if you've watched any of the Hibs games, Effie Ambrose has been remarkable for Hibs.
I think Effie's probably found his level at Hibs, to be honest with you. No, like see people are like, oh, Effie's shit, and then I think a bunch of other people are saying Effie would probably be the best player in the park for most SPAL teams. I think that's right. I think playing in the Scottish First Division, he's going to look class. You know, he's not appalling. He's just like not good enough for Celtic. But anyway, back to Boyata. Is it time to drink a Kool-Aid? Are we on board? Are we on the bandwagon?
I can't.
I mean, I don't think he's terrible. Yeah. I guess
come on,
probably.
He's been good. He's been good, man.
No, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't. Let me put it this way. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if he regresses.
Wouldn't wouldn't surprise me
again,
either.
that's not me. Like, I'm not putting him down or anything like that, and I don't want him to. But I just wouldn't be surprised if he does. That's all.
I think I'm with you. I think that I really, really, really like Bayat and the way he's playing at the minute. But I just think that I've seen it before with centre halves where they just lose 1 or 2 goals. That's probably their fault, and then their head goes down a wee bit. And he looks a guy where he's not mentally. I think the mental aspect of the game is probably where his weakness is at the moment, if any. Just a couple of little lapses of concentration. I really hope that Brendan really sorts this guy out and we've got a quality player in our hands, because we got him for buttons as far as I'm aware. He's got decent pedigree, so fingers crossed. But I'm not ready to jump quite on the Beata bandwagon yet. I'm more on the Armstrong bandwagon than I am the Beata. But we'll see.
Rank those two for me. You think you're more positive about Armstrong, more positive about Boyata?
Well, I'll name the third person, then we'll talk about all three.
Okay, good.
So the third person's Simonovic.
Ooh.
That's tough. Like, for me,
Dude, those are two toughies right there.
Yeah.
And in bad positions
Like,
for us, by the way.
I would assume if he had his moment, he would, he had his time to. I think he's had enough time to really get there and shine. The fact that he, gets held back, and he was going through that period where he doesn't play multiple games in a row and shit like that. It makes you wonder kind of like what's going on and why he's being held back. So that does give me pause. So I'm not ready to jump on his bandwagon.
I think that if anything, I don't think he's suddenly going to become shit. I think that he's going to continue to play at a higher level. I think my thing with Simonovic is that he'll probably suffer from an Andy Tom or Phil O'Donnell syndrome due to injuries, where both Andy Tom and Phil O'Donnell are two examples of players who they fell out of favour at Celtic, and it wasn't on the basis of, and their careers didn't pan out to what they should have been. It wasn't on the basis of the playing badly, it's just that they just got plagued with injuries and then got left behind. But Andy Tom came on, he was very, very good, and then got injured. And in the time when he got injured, they brought in like Paulo Di Canio, George Cadet, Van Hooydonk was already there. So the three amigos, and he kind of got lost in the shuffle. And the team moved on without him, and it just didn't really work out for him. And the same with Phil O'Donnell. Phil O'Donnell was a crack role. He was a record signing Celtic cap at the time. He was £2 million. Brought him in from Motherwell, scored 2 goals in his debut, or 1 or 2 goals anyway in his debut. Very, very good football player. Something they were crying out for at the time. Again, he just got plagued by injuries and management changes, and other players came in and just took the spot off him. And by the time he came back, he was just like it just wasn't working for him. Where I think that Simonovic, with the competition they've got a centre half now, you've got the guys that can play there. You've obviously got Sviatchenko, you've got Beata, you've got Lustig, and technically you've got Kolo Toure, but Kolo Toure isn't a long-term option. But I think that it's more likely that he'll get injured, go out the team, and not be able to get back in the team because the other players playing well, rather than Simonovic being poor. That's basically my only worry with the guy. So I really like the way he plays. I think he kind of reminds me a lot of Vidic at Man United. I think he's a good player. Okay, so last question then. So I'm going to shoot off after this because my phone's running out of batteries anyway. Armstrong, Beata, and Simonovic. Rank them. Number 1 being the guy most likely to succeed, and number 3 being the guy that's you're least likely on board with. Dr. J?
I think Armstrong's my top player. I'm still scarred by some of the Boyata stuff. So I'll go Simonovic and Boyata. But here's the thing. The reason why it might be Armstrong, then Boyata, then Simonovic is only because the same reason why I'm giving Armstrong the credit is the same reason I should give Boyata the credit, because he's found his way into that Belgian team. So, and he can start playing with a bunch of start maybe getting some game time and doing some stuff. So it's totally possible that he progresses beyond Simonovic. But I mean, you know what? You could put Sviatchenko in that question too if you wanted to. You know that, right?
I think I would put Sviatchenko in that as well. But it's just I don't know what to use three guys.
Yeah.
So who's your one, who's your two, and who's your three?
Armstrong, 2 Simonovic, and 3 Boyata. I think Boyata is the biggest worry for me, only because of history.
Cool. Ref, who you got?
Yeah, Armstrong's a lock for number 1. If you would ask this question in December, I would have said,
what are you, fucking stupid? Duh.
And Boyata number 3. Now it's 2 and 3 are a bit more muddy. Yeah, it's hard.
That's why he asked.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll say Boyata and Simonovic. So Boyata is 2, and Simonovic is 3, and like by a hair.
Yeah, I'm tough here. I'm Armstrong number 1 at lock, and then I did have 2 Boyata and 3 Simonovic. But just when I'm being asked about it, I feel like changing my mind and making Simonovic 2. It's a tough one.
It's because you know
Boyata, Simonovic.
Well, you know what it is, Paul? It's like that chick you dated was really, really fun, but she was crazy and drove you crazy and definitely was not good for a relationship. But you continue to look at her and go, I could go in a relationship. Maybe I could make it work. That's Dedrick Boyata right now. That's how I feel about it.
So what you're saying is you want to date Dedrick Boyata?
No, not necessarily. But what I mean is, he reminds me.
Stacey should be worried.
Stacey has nothing to worry about. The issue is whether or not you think he can change to the point where he becomes someone that you don't have to worry about. That's the question.
Yeah, reliability is an issue. We'll see. I think Europe will be a big thing for him if he does it in Champions League. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, listen, guys, I'm going to have to jump off now. Run out of battery and run out of time anyway. So 6 in a row. Can I complain? Hail, hail. Are you guys staying on, or are you going to?
Just for a little bit, just to say goodbye. Because by the way, before you go, I just wanted to let you know, and the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks just beat Mississippi State for the national championship. So congratulations to them. That was nice.
Lady Ducks.
What sport's that?
Basketball. Women's basketball. Women's basketball. So South Carolina, by the way, the state of South Carolina has the baseball champions, which is Coastal Carolina here in Myrtle Beach, the football champions, which is Clemson, but they were orange, so I don't really count them, and then South Carolina women's basketball. That's actually pretty good for a small state with only about 6-7 million people, so not bad.
Congratulations to the Lady Gamecock.
How could you have the Lady Gamecock?
Lady Cocks.
The Lady
Okay,
Cocks.
I'm not talking about that. So if you just won 6 in a row, you can calm down with your women's basketball.
Yes, I just put it out there. I'm just saying,
6 in a row.
6 in a row. So if Chris, if you want to get on, I know you're listening. So if you want to get on, come on and join us.
I'm going to vote, guys. Hail, hail.
Paul's going to go.
Hail, hail. Treble's on. Talk to you later on, right? See you
Later, man. Hail, hail. Good. Congratulations on getting to be North American.
Very good. Aye. I think so. I've got the accent nailed.
Later.
See you later on. Right.
Fuck it, hey, America. And by the way, it's opening season for baseball, which the Yankees have decided to go ahead and piss away that. They lost today. Fuck.
All those 12-5 preseason wins and 20-2. No, we'll lose opening day.
Yeah, we'll lose opening day 7-3, right, exactly. Hey, listen, John Kelly asked a question. See if you can answer this one for me, Rev. How does Celtic improve on the system that Rodgers likes to play? How do they get better at what they've done? I think personally, they just get faster. They just find faster and faster players to play in that system. I think it's speed. It's got to be speed. They're young. That team's young.
Yeah.
You only got one guy that you got to worry about as far as age goes, and that's Brown.
I'd say Bruni.
Everyone else is young.
Yeah.
Speed. I mean, what's left? Right? They just get. I mean, just speed. I mean, speed would definitely be it. I like. I'd love. God, wouldn't you love to see Patty stay?
Yeah.
Do you think? Here's the question for you, Rev. Do you think they spend the $5 or $6 million to see if they could get him away from City? What do you get? I mean, he's already playing for England, so it's not like they would just not continue to have him.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I want to think that they would. I would think that if we do something special with this season, if we get the treble, if we stay, undefeated, that they would want to keep this core team together. The starters together. And he's been a big part of this team this season. And I would hope that they would want to keep him to, going forward, especially for Champions League and everything. And I would hope that they would see the value in that.
I think so. What do you think, man? Do you think they stay? Do you think they find a couple people to make them faster?
To make the system faster?
Yeah, I think because the whole thing. I mean, if you listen to Rodgers talk about the game that he wants his team to play, how many times does he say speed, 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 speed? That's all he keeps talking about. Pressing, closing people down, speed. I mean, somebody relatively fast and a playmaker in the middle. I mean, that's the only thing that you're gonna find better than you're gonna improve on Rodgers. You're gonna get someone with his guile and another half step faster, right?
At the same time, though, that kind of worries me because speed being the end all be all like that, that opens you up to counterattack and you get caught up the pitch and the other team counters and you're fucked.
Right. So before we go,
so I throw a little strength in there too.
Yeah, speed. Speed. I mean,
quarterbacks are pretty.
Yes, I think a little bit. Just I think the team's relatively young. You have Lustig. He's got some age on him. Brown's 31. Ali, thank you very much. 31. Sinclair 28. Everyone else 25 and under.
20, yeah.
Everyone's 25 and under.
I think so. Yeah.
They're all kids. So, anyway. So before we hang up and go, I just had something to say because I believe I heard Chris chime in. SEC. 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 SEC.
Yeah. That's about all I got. I'm sorry I missed the women's basketball national championship.
Oh, I have 3 computer screens and my phone all going at the same time in my room here.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard enough time even knowing who's playing in the men's basketball, let alone women's.
Oh, I know who was playing in the men's basketball last night. The University of South Carolina Gamecocks lost in the semifinal last night, but they made it there for the first time. Not bad. Both teams in the Final Four. So, anyway, How would you celebrate today, Chris?
How did I? Or
Yeah.
How would I?
How did you celebrate today?
How did I? Let's see. I got up. I watched it live. 7:30 in the morning. First thing I did, walked in there, let the dogs out, grabbed a cider.
So now we know the
put it in
answer,
a glass.
right?
Oh yes.
Who let the dogs out?
I mean, it's like
It was you.
Yeah, it's just spiked apple juice. It's fucking delicious. And like after about the fourth one, you're like, "Cool, man, I'm ready to go do stuff." And then you look at the clock on the wall, and you're like, "Damn, it's only 9 a.m.
Nothing's open yet.
I can't go do anything yet."
The only thing open is Walmart, and I don't want to go there.
And then you kind of, or I did for me. I sat on the couch and watched some Rick Steves Europe on Hulu.
Oh, that's a throwback. That's old school.
Because that's what you do when Celtics not playing. Is you don't spend your time watching EPL pitch or MLS pitch.
European
or
TV
anything
shows.
like that. Yeah, you just watch Rick Steves Europe.
Rick Steves Europe. You know what? If you had told me that we would mention Rick Steves on the show ever, let alone tonight's show, I never would have said, "Yeah, for what reason? Why would I talk about him?" And now we know.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the one thing that you can say about me is that I'm always going to keep something a little bit interesting.
You did. That was very, very good.
But no, obviously I didn't get to hear most of the show, but I mean it was tremendous performance today. The boys looked fantastic. Scott Sinclair was a beast. I mean, it's just a culmination of everything that's happened over this season. It was fantastic to win in that fashion. I mean, there's nothing you can say. 6 in a row. I mean,
It's wonderful.
got 4 to go. That's it.
What did you think of Tom Boyd today?
I thought he was okay. I mean, I didn't notice anything that was different.
Getting stuck into people bitching about the level of competition and not being excited about this being 6 in a row.
Who the fuck's not excited about getting 6 in a row?
Well, listen, it's what he was talking about. I thought that was interesting. It was just an interesting conversation. I was really interested that he said that because it was one of those things you're just like, wow, okay. Everyone I know is excited. But he's like, if you're not excited about this, you're just not a fan. And he just went off on him. It was pretty good.
Amen. That's exactly what I'm like. If you're not excited about the boys at the moment and the way they've performed and been undefeated domestically and I mean just the general attitude of everybody at the club at the moment, I mean there's something really fucking wrong with you.
There you go. I give you that. There's a lot wrong with some people. But no, you've been drinking. Yes, you just came off your show. Why don't you go ahead and promote that one more time for us? So that was on the Celtic Dreams?
Celtic Dreams.
There you go.
That's right. My ice cubes are dry.
Your ice cube.
But, yeah. So, I mean, did I miss anything else?
No, just Paul had a good question. He's like, he listed 3 players and wanted to know what you thought who would be the person who would not make it or the person who had the best chance of making it, continuing in their position and getting better. Armstrong, Boyata, and Simonovic.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think Armstrong's proved himself this year. He's really come out of his shell. You know, he's playing. He's out punting his coverage. Jozo
Is his hair that good that he's out punting his coverage?
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. Jozo is I mean, he's solid. He's becoming more solid. I think he's still possibly more injury prone than we had expected him to be. And then Boyata, he's actually grown a lot too. So I would definitely think that Armstrong would definitely make it. I think there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Armstrong's your top one for sure that's going to make it. The one I would be on the fence about, quite honestly, would be Jozo. Not necessarily Boyata, just because Boyata is younger. But
Is he younger than Jozo? Isn't
I
Jozo
think
just
so.
a kid? You're going to make me look. Once again, us being the unprepared. Is he really? I thought
I mean, what did y'all say?
Armstrong the best chance, Simonovic, and then Boyata being the best chance for him to fail or go backwards or digress.
Regress, as it were.
Regress. There you go. Okay. Boyata is born in 1990, and then Simonovic, born in 1994. So Simonovic
Huh,
is a baby.
son of a bitch.
Simonovic is only 23.
I did not know that.
Now, Sviatchenko, I believe, is a little older. No, shit. Boyata's older than both of them. So, Sviatchenko was born in 91. Damn,
Okay,
I have
so-
underwear older than these guys. Dear God.
So, if Boyata is older, there's a possibility that he may not get a whole lot faster, stronger, et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're younger, you can still develop some. I wouldn't disagree with Armstrong, Jozo, and then Boyata. But that's an interesting question, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
It's a head scratcher.
Yeah, that one kind of got me there. Rev, question for you. Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring something up for you guys because I was going to get this to Paul, and now I got you two. So I'll go through this with you guys. Ready? Did you see the thing about the money for TV rights?
No.
All right, check this out.
Negative.
All right, negative Ghost Rider. So check this out. Euro telecast rich list. So number one, obviously England. 1.71 billion. I'm sorry, 171 billion. Or is it 1.71? 1.71 billion a year is what they get. Number two is Germany, 900 million. Number three, you ready? Italy, 805 million. TV money. Number four is Spain, 753. 5 is France, 638. 6, Turkey, 385 million. 7, Portugal, right? 110 million. 8, Holland, 70. 9, Belgium, 60. 10 is Greece, 50. Considering they're fucking broke, they're still getting 50 million pounds a year in TV money. 11, Denmark, 46 million. 12, Norway, 35 million. And I'm still not close to the SPFL, by the way. 13, Russia, 35 million. 14 is Poland, 28 million. 15, Switzerland, 25 million. 16 is 16 is Sweden for 21 million. 17, Austria for 19 million. And last, bringing up the rear, 18, Scotland, 18.75 million. Less than Austria, less than Sweden. Half of what Russia gets. I am just absolutely. That's just amazing. Now, here's the question. You ready? Does the SPFL deserve more money?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to say, but remember, they have a law that you can't have games on TV on Saturday at 3 o'clock. You're not allowed to have, you know that? Like, there's no games on TV at 3 o'clock, no matter where they're being played on Scottish TV?
I did not know that.
I was there when I was over there for during El Clasico. And they had the people on TV talking about it, but they couldn't actually show it on TV. And I'm talking to my buddy. I'm like, Kev, what's going on with this? And he's like, oh, they're not allowed to have TV. They're not allowed to have games at 3 o'clock on Saturday on TV here. No games on TV.
Why?
Just the law. They want people to go to games. But I mean, a lot of people go to games. I think it's the per capita, the most attended league. But here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Do they deserve more money? They don't have the inventory of games to show. I mean, this week you had 6 games on TV. Only 6 games to choose from. Only 2 were televised. You know what I mean? Don't you get more money for more inventory, more games to screen? Wouldn't they have to? That's what I'm just trying to figure that one out. To me, that's a question I can't quite put my finger on as far as how I would want to see that change. Does that make sense? Like they're going to have to change something in order to justify getting more money, because $18.75 million a year for 2 games. Basically, it's nothing more than 1 to 2 games a week. Or you guys think I'm on the right path there, or you know what I mean?
I think I got you. Yeah.
That's just weird. like that doesn't make any sense, though.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me make sure I'm getting this correctly. So, in Scotland, you can't watch El Clasico. I don't know, man.
I got to watch the end of the game. Like 20 minutes in, I got to watch the rest of the game.
Like, I could see if it's, domestic game, and they want you to go to the game, so they don't have it on. But no game at all. Like, obviously, if I live in Perth, I'm not going to go to a fucking, London Derby game. That's not going to fucking happen. Or to a Berlin game, or whatever the fuck game would be happening at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon over there. So that doesn't make sense to me. But if it's going to be, what's that, St. Johnston, then, okay, yeah, don't show that game. That makes sense.
Isn't that crazy? They don't show the game. Just crazy. I don't know I was trying to have this conversation with someone the other day, and going through it, and it's like, listen, they don't have enough games. I mean, think about it. If you have beIN Sport and Fox, you're getting, in the United States, you're getting not just some, you're getting access to every game that's being played in Italy, every game that's being played in Spain, every game that's being played in France, and every game on NBC that's being played. These are all live, by the way, not tape delay, live. Every game in England, and you're still getting some on Gold TV. You're getting a lot of the Portuguese games. It's crazy. And they show every freaking German game. And if you have beIN Sport, they have 9 different channels online that you can watch every one of the games from France and Italy and Spain live.
If you have ESPN, you can stream through the ESPN app.
What games do they show?
I don't know. I know I can get Champions League games through it, but I mean, those other ones, I never actually do it because I don't never have to worry about it. But I know you can.
Right.
Just fire up, my Xbox, open up the ESPN app, and then whatever, they have stuff. I just never have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at their stuff right now. It's qualifiers, FIFA, Central Coast Mariners. So they got A-League games, A-League. Let's see, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get all the A-League games. All the A-League games are live here. If you want to get up at 2:30 in the morning and watch them, you can watch them on the ESPN app. So even their games are being screened. You know what I mean? League of Mex. Those games are being screened. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then, if you can put every game in Australia on the net so we could watch them, why is there no live TV coverage of the rest of the SPFL games? I don't know if they deserve more money. If they don't have enough games to show on TV. Which explains. I understand why Celtic fans are bent about Celtic being on, having to play Sunday at noon, or a Friday night, or Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning, noon. I get it. I know why they're upset, because they want to watch their game at 3 o'clock. But Jesus Christ, the reason why all these teams get all this money is not because they're big in their local leagues, in their local town, or in their country. Like someone telling me, Scotland, SPFL is really, really good in Scotland. Well, it's not about the money coming from Scotland. Look at the difference. Look at Russia as far as how many people are in Russia. They get 35 million a year. Who the hell do you know watches Russian Premier League? Nobody.
I do know somebody that watches Russian Premier League, though.
Yeah, you know one. Okay, I'll give you one guy, right?
But he's from Russia.
Yeah. No, I get it. Just a casual fan. Just a casual fan. And then you look at England, the 1.7 billion is not coming from England. It's coming from the rest of the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, the 18.75 million that Scotland's getting, those games have to be on TV if you want that money to go up, because you need to be able to get paid for having those games. You need some type of inventory to sell, and they have none. They have 1 to 2 games a week. And if you had those games, I guarantee you this, if you had those games on TV, you'd probably end up with a lot more Celtic playing at 3 o'clock on Saturday again.
But at the same time, too, it's a 12-team league, which means you can have at most 6 games.
Just 6 games, yeah. Right. Just 6 games.
That doesn't really, lend that many opportunities for that many games to happen.
Yeah, but they're still playing. They're still playing 38 games.
Right.
They play the same. They play the same. Each team plays the same number of games that you would have in England. They're about the same number of games, not the number of league games, but each team's playing the same number of games.
Right, but possibilities for games to be televised is almost double for EPL.
Yes. Because there's a gross number of games.
Right.
Difference, yes. Agreed.
And they actually play 40. Yeah, because they actually play more.
They play
more
38.
Games since they play every team twice and everything.
They'll be 19.
I guess that.
Yeah, 38. Yeah.
Okay.
36, 38, something like that. So that's a big difference. Just to go ahead and give, those guys even more. Even more. How can you say this? Shit, I forgot what I was going to say here. Never mind. Anyway, forget it. I don't care. Just considering what Celtic is accomplishing, and they're getting, the league only gets 18.75 million. I think it's just an amazing feat of what the club has done running the club, and also what Brennan's done on the field. Just me. Anyway.
I can't disagree with that.
It's hard to, isn't it? It's hard. The facts are facts.
Yeah.
The facts are facts. I'm happy. I'm happy right now. with the way that with what they're doing. But Denmark, dude, Denmark gets twice as much, 46 million. Jesus.
We should join their league.
Yeah.
We should join their league.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. They need to do something. You fucking figure something out. It's getting to be ridiculous as far as how much money they had. Could you imagine? I don't even want to get into it. What would happen if they did? If they actually went to a league where they had some decent TV money, the brand would just blow up. But anyway, I digress.
Acid, Techno, Shevchenko, Lustig. Lustig sent his.
What'd you say?
Have you not seen that sticker?
No.
It was a sticker the Green Brigade put out earlier in the year. It said Acid, Techno, Lustig, Svidchenko. I can't say his name.
That's funny.
I'll have to find a picture of it and send it to you. But it's an awesome sticker. But you know, because we get Lustig and Big Eric, we can just join one of their leagues.
That'd be good. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it happen. It would be nice. Get some more money. But anyway, so anything else you guys want to chat about? Man, we've been on for almost 2 hours. Damn. Whew. Anything else you guys want to chat about?
This Jameson Caskmates is pretty good stuff.
Oh. Hey, did you guys see that picture? Speaking of which, see that picture of Jack Daniels by the barrel you could purchase for $7,000?
Yeah.
That's a lot of Jack Daniels.
That's a lot of Jack Daniels. I don't know if that would work for me. I don't. How does it? Was the shirt say? Shut up, liver. You're fine.
as somebody that if somebody asked me what kind of bourbon I want, I'd generally say Jack Daniels, just because I grew up with it. Essentially, it was like literally 30 minutes from where I grew up in Tennessee. So,
right.
But it's just weird when you see shit like that, and you go, God, do you know how much whiskey is actually in that?
Right.
For $7,000. For $7,000.
For $7,000.
That would float. Like, if everybody would drink nothing but Jack Daniels, it would still take a Philadelphia weekend to get over it and get through it.
Oh,
but everybody's got to be drinking Jack Daniels.
I don't know. I don't know how you could get through that. I don't know how. You don't. There's no way. We had a dinner party a couple months ago, and we had a 5-liter bottle of wine, one of the big, like, almost looked like a small baby, right? And it took 6 adults all night to go through it, and I felt like absolute ass in the morning. So I could just imagine what a barrel of Jack Daniels would do to somebody. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, so we got a game Wednesday, right?
Yep.
There's still games to play.
There's still games to play. What the hell's that all about? So we got a game Wednesday, and then let's see. Wednesday is Thistle at home. Then Saturday, speaking of Saturdays at 3 o'clock, Killy at home, Saturday 3 o'clock on the 8th, and that's the 8th to the 16th. And then the important game is my birthday weekend, Sunday, April 23rd. Ooh. Question for you guys before we get out of this. My question to you is, what are the chances Brendan's using these next 3 games, 3 games, as a carrot for who's playing on the 23rd of April in that semifinal?
I would think 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all going to be like kind of preseason training matches, the rest of the month basically in the run up.
You think so? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. I really don't. I don't think he's. I honestly believe he knows. I'm beginning to believe the supporters thing. We've had a hard time believing whether or not he's actually, when he says supporters, he actually means. I'm beginning to buy into that myself. And Jesus, it's really interesting. I think he believes in his own chance for history. And I don't think he's going to. I don't think you're going to see a big change in the teams in the next 3 weeks before that game's played. I really don't.
But I think the reason you don't see a big change in the teams is because you have the core starters that you can rely on, and he knows that. That's why, But I think if player X or Y start dropping off for whatever reason, I think he'll replace them.
Oh yeah. It's not going to be like you said a training game. I don't think it's going to be like that at all. In fact, I think you're going to find more of these 5-0 games in the next couple weeks. I think you could go ahead and pound Thistle at home 5-0. You could go ahead and step on Killy, 4-5-0 at home. You could go to Ross County and put 7 on them up there, like last time, and go into this game against Rangers seriously, like with the offense humming. And I think that's what's going to happen. I really do. I think the last couple games of 2-1, 1-1, minus the 2-1 against Dundee. The games before that, they had won 5-2, 6-0, 2-0, 2-0, 4-0, and 4-1. I think you're
okay. I don't mean it training as in like complete, rewriting of everything and see what works like that. I mean training as in, trying to push everybody, trying to get them, at their highest peak. Right before, right before we have that game, have everyone firing at, their highest chemistry, firing on all cylinders to make sure that, because we dipped a bit, Dembele dipped a bit, a couple other players, the team as a whole, we weren't, at our peak when we played them last time. And, that was kind of evident, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen again. So that's what I mean by training, that we're just going to go and we're just going to kind of back to basics kind of style and hit the pitch, hit it running, and make sure that everyone's, at their best over the next 3 games. And then, who's the games at Hampden, right? Yeah, when we go to Hampden, we just come out, all barrels blazing.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Looking for revenge.
Yep. It's exactly what I think is going to happen. There's going to be some serious come take this coming up. Really do. Chris, what do you think you end up with a bunch of blowouts between here and there, and then we stick it to them on the 23rd?
I mean, you certainly could use that. I mean, I don't know, man. I see that going 2 different ways. I could definitely see where, he may be using the time between right now and the 23rd as who wants to play in that game. Or you can say that he already knows who's going to start in that game and may try to get some of those guys some rest, but you could still, hell, you could put anybody out there at the moment, and you're going to win 2-0, 3-0. I mean, so I don't know, man. I guess for me, I think it's going to come down to all the stuff that the public doesn't know about. You know, when I saw yesterday that Griffiths and Dembele were out today, I was kind of like, really? Huh? That's weird. But it didn't change the way that I thought the match was going to go. I mean, we came out there and fired on all cylinders. So if we don't have the same starting 11, but you have your key people in key places, you know, Bruni's obviously going to start. Craig Gordon's definitely going to start. You're going to see KT out there. You're going to see, you know, Lustig. Those people that are integral to everything that we do, whatever system that Brendan already has scheduled. I mean, that's not going to waver at all. I mean, it's going to be his A team. But if one of those people, like if Dembele doesn't come back or Griffiths doesn't come back or whatever, we can still win. I mean, I guess it's and that's just kind of where we are at the moment, which is, hell, we could probably stick the youth team out there and we'd still come away with a result.
You're probably right.
Is this thing on?
This thing is on. Oh yeah, I'm with you 100%, man. I think they could.
But I mean, I could definitely, you know, see it going the other way too, where you stick with all of your top people, you know, up until the end, until you for sure have the full on trouble. I mean, and I don't think anybody would be disappointed one way or the other, to be honest. I mean, does it matter who's in the starting 11 if we remain undefeated and go on and win the treble? Does it really matter who started against them?
Nope.
No.
Nope. The only thing that matters to me right now is April 23rd.
That's right. And you're going to have Tom Logic back then. And, you know, it's going to be weird when we get him back and then you go, God dang, we've managed without him for this long?
Or scored 5 today without a striker?
Yeah.
Let's put that out there for a second. It's kind of a big one. Yep. And it wasn't April Fools scoring 5 without a striker. If you told me that, April Fools.
And did you see that one stat that was apparently like our biggest win against Hearts since like 1890 or some shit?
5-0? Really? Didn't we go in the league? Didn't we go there for a cup game and Bruni scored a bunch of goals?
I couldn't rewind it because I just had a stream. Otherwise, I would have done with the DVR and rewound it. But something about I don't know if it was biggest league win or biggest win at Tynecastle, but something about biggest win against Hearts and 1890.
Wow.
Which, 5-0 doesn't really seem all that much. But I'm like, hey, I'll take it if that's the case.
Interesting.
And that was on the Sky Sports feed.
Wow. I'll check that out. That I've never. Wow, now you got me looking. Your biggest defeat, club records. Biggest defeat, single game. They lost 8-1 in 1888. Biggest win ever for Hearts. They won 21-0 versus Anchor in the European Football Association Cup in 1880. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to find that out. That's a good one, Rev. I don't know if that's true or not true. So,
Build a bonfire, build a bonfire.
I know, right? So Michael said, do you guys do irony? I'm just curious what that means. I don't know what that means. What do we do? Are we doing anything ironic tonight? Anything?
Don't you think?
Maybe.
Come on, man.
What's that?
Don't you think?
No. I'm lost. Am I the slowest person in the room right now? Am I the...
Come on, man. It's just, I just want to sing a little Alanis Morissette.
Oh.
Look, since I've been on the podcast, it's gone from downhill fast.
It has. Craig Levine, Hearts, when Scotland manager
nothing-
played with no strikers, got slated. Suddenly that day and destroyed them. Oh. Yeah, I think there's a big difference, though, Michael. I'm willing to bet you that there's... they set the team up to actually be defensive. I think Levine actually was playing parking the bus. I don't think Brendan was trying to park the bus, but that is pretty funny. Going that way. And by the way, just real quick, guess who's back? And I don't mean Slim Shady. Ronnie Dyla. Ronnie Dyla's back.
No.
Another Ronnie Dyla sighting. Another Ronnie Dyla sighting. He claims that he sold the Celtic job to Brendan Rodgers to take.
No.
No,
I don't accept it.
I don't believe that either, huh? Does the phrase "don't go away, mad, just go away" mean anything to anybody else? Just fucking go away.
Ronnie, stop. Ronnie,
I know.
stop it.
Just shut up, dude. I mean, I know people love you and everything else. I'm just not one of them. Just shut the fuck up. Oh, God, please. Anyway, I don't want to end on that. Anything, you guys want to add anything else? I don't want to end on Ronnie Dyla, because that just leaves me with this urge to go ahead and burp and spit out bile.
That's gross.
I know. We can talk about supporters. Supporters. Anyone else get excited when I say that?
When you say it? Yeah.
Fuck no, not when you say it. No, not at all. Anyway, so
No, it's just
get it, Chris.
it was just a good day
Was
all around, and put some finality to the league, and to do it in the style we did it. It's just fantastic, and high fives and hugs all around, and next up Scottish Cup.
yes. That to me is the next stop. Win that, and then it's on. It's on. God, I'd love. That'd be great to see, man. I've never seen it. A lot of people. There's a lot of people I'm sure would like to see that. See them do it. It'd be nice. It'd be really, really nice. Anyway, Rev, anything else you want to add?
Just like we said, glad we got it. It's done. It's in the books. Take a little breather. Yeah, on to the cup. I'm looking forward to this. I feel it. I can fucking taste it. It's so close. So
It's so close.
let's get it done.
Sweet, sweet, sweet to taste it. That's exactly right. Little in excess for you. If you're going to Alanis Morissette, I got to go in excess. Chris, anything else you want to add? I'm so fucking tired. I'm sure people are like jumping out of their windows listening to this right now, going, "Please just fucking end the show.
Popeye's
Just
Chicken.
fucking end the show." Because we're going to talk. Because if not, I'm going to go back to women's basketball.
And like I said, shout out to Popeye's Chicken. It was delicious today. If you have never been to Popeyes, please go to Popeyes.
Southern done right. That's it.
Yeah.
Louisiana fast. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just repeating
No, that was
conversations.
That was basically it.
That's it.
Chucky Allah.
Did you have some Bucky today for a little celebration?
I did not have any Bucky today.
Because you didn't have any, or because you just don't have any?
No, I'm saving it. I got a buddy of mine's coming. Him and his wife are coming. They will be here on the 23rd. So I was like, we're going to save this.
Yes.
So,
because either we're gonna drink it in celebration, or we're gonna drink it and to forget.
No, we're going to be drinking in celebration.
I hope so, man. Need to. Dear God, please, I can't take it.
The only way that we wouldn't is if there was another out and out cheating going on.
Oh.
And I don't think that's going to happen again. I mean, I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, it's just I think the good guys are going to win, regardless.
Hope so. Hope the good guys win. That'd be good. It'd be good. It'd be a good weekend. Because someone's gonna celebrate a birthday that weekend, so it'd be a good one. It'd be fun, excited. Woohoo! I just can tell you guys are really excited. Messy, yes. Shut up, liver. You're fine. Anyway, so you shout out to Popeyes, Rev. You want to shout out to any fast food? You got pizza, right? Your pizza come?
Yeah, but do one for Jameson.
It's right. You get a shout out to Jameson. Got it. Nice. I don't know what I got to do. I can do my shout out to last night. Whataburger, baby. Yeah, Whataburger in Oklahoma. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It was more to try and stop the tears of South Carolina men losing last night, but. Oh, well. But that was, yes. And by the way, never sweet tea. No, I'm not a big sweet tea fan. Just saying. So we got Whataburger, Jameson, and Popeyes. Not bad.
The sweet tea from Popeyes is fucking delicious.
I tell you, I drink sweet tea and it makes my eyes cross. It's just too sweet for me. It's like I don't drink soda either, so it's the same thing. Both of them are. Anyway, so 6 in a row. We're good. We're 2 hours in. We're happy. Brendan's got us going in the right direction. We have a new pitch coming. It'll take a year to put it in. What else we got? We got Rajic's coming back. Dembele's worth about $200 million by the time we actually sell him, which is good. And I don't know. There's only one bad thing, right, Chris? You can't get Buckfast in the U.S.
No, you still can't. I don't know if that's true anymore though, because I can get Buckfast. I just need to ask the right people.
The right people, exactly. Or we can get Buckfast Easter eggs.
Now that would be something.
Can you imagine the chocolate high, the alcohol, and the caffeine? Woo! What a mess. What a mess that is. No wonder why they call it rectal goose juice. Anyway, all right, boys, I'm out. I'm going to take a shower, go to bed, fall asleep, and maybe get up tomorrow in time to work. I'm exhausted.
Hail.
I see you're really, really excited about that. Okay, so, yes, and the good news is the trophy will once again rest. Yes, we're fucking champions. Once again, it'll rest in paradise. So, just for everyone so they know, welcome to Paradise, the SPFL trophy. Well, everyone, good night. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to paradise. A gunshot rings out at the station. Another urchin snaps and left dead on his own. It makes me wonder why I'm still here. For some strange reason it's now feeling like my home, and I'm never gonna go. Pay attention to the countries and the broken homes. Some call it some call it nice. I wanna take her through a wasteland I like to call my own. Welcome to paradise. Welcome to paradise.